Peace and good morning to everybody. Namaste on this solstice day. Hey, Kendall. Hey, Janet. On a solstice day. I've been going out for the sunset the past couple of nights. It's been really, really wonderful. Tonight's going to be a little dark, though, here, I think. I mean, like overcast. Thanks for being here this morning. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Every time you like the video, it helps Google find, uh, see us. I got to move this little tray out of the way. It's making too much noise, that tray. Thanks for being here this morning. So I came across this guy named Vernon Howard, who I'm until this morning unfamiliar with. And he was a philosophical, spiritual insights teacher who had studied Christian and Eastern mysticism, Gurdjieffian fourth way teachings, gospels of the New Testament, Jungian psychology, Krishnamurti, and American transcendentalism. And this is one of the things that he said. He taught until 92, I think, and established a nonprofit and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if he had a mystical experience, but he certainly understood on my surface examination of him. He certainly understood the power of practice. And this is one of the things he said or wrote. It is 1,000 times more sensible to climb up 1 foot of the mountainside than to chatter about the mountaintop for years. It is 1,000 times more sensible to climb 1 foot up the mountainside than to chatter for years about the mountaintop. One can learn so much about mysticism from books, from workshops, and in conversation, speculation, philosophy, all sorts of things we can discuss about it. But you actually learn nothing about it through books, workshops, and conversation. So you can learn a lot about mysticism through books, workshops, and conversation, and you learn nothing about it. You learn about the ideas of it through knowledge, but you actually learn about what it is through practice. It's so much better to take that one step to go up that 1 foot of the mountain than it is to talk about what the mountaintop is. Practice really matters because knowledge isn't going to change you. It's not going to open your heart chakra. It's not going to bring you compassion or kindness or understanding or charity or empathy or any of those things. It'll give you knowledge, which is great, but doesn't give you what you actually want, what you're actually trying to acquire. Hi, Freetness. Hi, Russell. Hey, Basilia. So here it is again. Knowledge is good, but practice is best. Better to be 1 foot up the mountainside than down in the valley staring at the top, discussing what the mountaintop looks like, feels like. Because the only way you're really going to know that is to climb the mountain. And climbing the mountain is arduous. This is not a simple, easy thing. It's easier to go to a workshop. It's easier to read a book. It's more difficult to be dedicated to the practice, especially when your practice isn't working. Well, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not progressing. It's not working for me. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my practice? In the times when it doesn't work, it's like climbing the mountainside. When you're partway up the mountainside and now you've got a blister on your foot, you have to sit down and deal with the blister on your foot. Talking about it's not going to make it any better. You just have to stop and face your foot and accept that you're going to have to rest for a while. Meditation practice is this dedication over a very long period of time. And showing up makes all the difference. And if it's not working for a while, just sit on the mountainside where you are. Don't worry about getting to the top. Don't worry about where you're from, where you left from. Just sit where you are and be where you are. That's the way the practice works. And eventually your blister will go down and you'll be able to hike again. And there are places and times in meditation life where it just doesn't seem to be working. Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Keep your practice going even when you don't feel like you're progressing, because actually you are progressing. That blister is healing, even though it might be happening in such an incremental way that you don't even notice it. Dedication, perseverance, fortitude, stick to itedness. Take that step up the mountain. Be willing to get the blister on your foot. Put the book down. Don't go to the workshop. Don't have a conversation. Practice. Now, of course, I'm exaggerating. Read the book and have the conversation and go to the workshop. But none of those things matter if you don't do the practice. Having knowledge about it makes no difference. So here's this guy, Vernon Howard. He's saying the same thing. He even talked about the false self. He talked about the liberation from the false self, and that the human ego is the barrier to awareness, to realization, to enlightenment. We're all talking about the same thing, we mystics. It's all the same stuff. Hi, Kate. What did Russell say this morning? We never know how far up the mountainside we are. Hi, yeah. That's beautiful, Russell. Thanks for Kate for bringing that up, for showing that to me. We never know how far up the mountainside we are. Because sometimes you can't see. I don't know if you ever climbed a mountain. Some mountains are bald all the way from bottom to top. But most mountains I've ever climbed anyway, they got a lot of trees on them. You can't really see where you are in terms of relative to the top of the mountain or the bottom most of the time. You don't know where you are in the mountain or how far up you are. Thanks for addressing when you feel like meditation isn't progressing. Yeah. I went through a period of time. Hey, Chris. I went through a period of time, particularly when we were living on this island down east in Maine off the coast. I was the pastor of these two tiny churches, a great art school on the island, by the way. But I reached this place where I just did not feel like I was getting anywhere, and I nearly quit. But I was advised not to by one of my spiritual teachers. And I didn't quit. I stuck with it. And I got over my stagnation and continued on my journey. It's a natural part of the progress of the practice. So thanks for being here this morning. Hey, Judith, I usually use a map when I'm climbing. Yeah, me too, and a compass. These days I use a GPS and my phone if I have range and connectivity. But yeah, you're right. I use a map when I'm climbing, which is what books are for, which is what conversation's about. Oh, when you're going up that trail, do you ever go up a trail and someone says to you, when you're going up that trail, watch out for this particular crossing of this stream where it looks like the water's not shallow, but it is deep, and you should go to the left and take this log across this. Having local knowledge makes a difference when you're hiking. Having a map makes a difference. Having a compass makes a difference. But if you know everything about topography and maps and encompassing and orienteering, uh, and you don't use it, then it does you no good. But right on. All right. Russell, the signpost, the map shows you the way, but doesn't get you there. Yes, this is true. It shows you the way, but it doesn't get you there. You still got to do the walking. All right. Hey, Siri, set an alarm for 8:30 or a guide. It helps to have a guide too. I definitely have had guides in the mountains. Yeah, helps to have a guide. Anyway, so I'm going to put my mask on today if I can figure out how to do it. I know it's only two-sided, but I'm like, which side is this side I want to my face? All right. We've been working on our heart chakras. We're going to talk a little bit about heart chakra today and in terms of practice. So we've been working on the heart chakra. And when I began my meditation back in high school, I was breathing into the pit of my belly, as the teacher called it, the sacral chakra, but it's at the pit of your belly with diaphragmatic breathing. And then going up to my third eye, which is here, Actually, let's talk a little bit about the third eye today. So, when your eyes are closed, you can actually, if there's light coming in, I'm gonna put my mask on so I don't see the light. All right, so now I don't have any light coming into my eyes. That's covered over, and I still can see some light there. And when I'm in my practice and I'm focusing at my third eye, there's two things that I do. I look with my human eyes, but I don't try to grasp. I just try to gaze. I try to witness what's in front of my eyes. I don't try to form anything or push anything. Just try to be there. And then right up here, right there, is where I aim my breath. So there's kind of this combination of my human eyes and my third eye all looking at this spot. So that's what I want to talk about that. But let's go back to the breath, to the heart rather. Breathe today. Do a little looping down your spine to your heart chakra and back up your front. And just do this loop through your heart chakra. Feel your back of your spine on the skin when you get to your heart with your mind and your breath. And then move on the exhale. Hold it in the middle a little bit. And then bring your mind to the front of your chest and then back up to your third eye. Make this little loop. Practice that a little bit today. Um, we're going to begin as we normally do. 3 ohms, feet flat on the floor. I like to kind of move my body around, get the kinks out a little bit. Full belly extension, full lungs for the ohm practice, the chanting out loud, and then the breath practice happens without the expansion of the lungs. It's just the expansion of the diaphragm, and the lungs fill naturally. Let's begin. Control your breathing. Diaphragmic only. Into the pit of your belly. Hold. Right up your spine to your third eye. Back down. To the back of your heart. Feel it in your chest. To your front of your chest on the exhale and up to your third eye. Repeat. If your mind wanders, go back to your chant. Peace and love to you all on this solstice day. Thanks for being here. See you soon. Peace and love. Hi, Michael. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Canadian Lighthouse. We each need to take our own steps up the mountain, but it is joyful and easier to journey, to travel with others. Amen. It was a short one, Kristen. Peace and love, everybody. Thanks for being here. Got a special thing for you on Christmas Day. Peace and love. Namaste.